It's not how bloody hard it is to make a video when you have kids. Oh my god. I've stopped and started about 5 times already in the last 20 minutes. Something like that. Bloody ridiculous. But anyway, hello. If you're new, hello. My name's Helen. And if you're coming back from my 2-year break, it's been about 2 years I'm sure, then hello, thank you for staying. Where to start? Quick update. For those of you that have been subscribed for a while, you'll probably know that I used to make videos about 2 years ago. I feel like it kind of ran its course, got to the point where it was just not really a lot of point carrying on, I think, given current circumstances and, you know, well, if you know, you know. Yeah, so I kind of stopped for a bit. A lot of things changed. I left my job. I was working in a care home. I left that. Ended up having a little boy. Well, I moved to Cornwall. We relocated when I was about 5 months pregnant, and then obviously had him once we lived in Cornwall. So yeah, if you couldn't tell from the title, we moved from Bristol to Cornwall about every time I start recording. It's not even just the kids. It's him too. Every time I start recording. But yeah, we relocated from Bristol to Cornwall about 1.5 years ago. Best decision we ever made. But I thought I would just quickly give, like, obviously a little life update that, you know, I've had another baby, moved house, a lot went on, so I just kind of stopped with the videos for a bit. In terms of the videos, there's not really much of a niche that I feel like I have. I have a lot of hobbies and interests, a lot of things I like to do, so I'm just going to it's probably just going to be a bit of a mashup of everything. So yeah, I might make one video that you might find interesting, the next one might be something completely random that you're just like, what is this weirdo doing? But yeah, it's going to probably be like that. But anyway, pros and cons of living in Cornwall. I'll start with the cons. Transport. If you don't drive, learn to drive, basically. That's all there is to it. I failed my test recently. I left the left indicator on when I went to pull off, so obviously that was stupid. And I also forgot to look left in the car park. So if it weren't for those two things, I would have passed with like 3 minors, so yeah, could have kicked myself. Also, I'm like severely arachnophobic, and it's so embarrassing, but a money spider came down on the, what do you call it, like the little mirror thingy windshield? No. Is it? I don't know. It's a little thing that pulls down anyway and stops the sun from getting in your eyes, that thing. A spider come down off of that, and it's so embarrassing, but I started crying in my driving test, and we had to like pull up for a minute so I could calm down. Only me, like, of all the people that could bloody happen to it, it had to be me. But yeah, so I cried about a spider on my driving test. But yeah, so if you don't drive, learn to drive if you're going to move to Cornwall. But yeah, anyway, con number 1 is the transport. Absolutely bloody terrible. If you don't drive, learn to drive before coming here. Con number 2, I feel like could be the same for really anywhere, but just moving away from like your hometown or where you've always lived, especially if you've got children or you don't drive, is making friends as an adult. I feel like maybe this probably doesn't help. I have quite strong opinions on certain subjects and that, so that probably doesn't help. But yeah, moving far away from everyone you know and stuff, then like making friends is quite difficult. But that's probably the same no matter where you move. Like, it's not just something that's specifically Cornwall. But yeah, that's con number 2. Don't really have much more to say about it. Con number 3. I wrote these down and now I've forgotten them. Wait there. Oh yeah, dentists. Ignore the nunchucks and my monofin. You see what I mean? About random hobbies. I have nunchucks and a monofin. That's how weird my videos are going to be. I have my list that for some reason I've written sideways. But cons. Dentists. I need to take that with me actually. Can't get it down, so I guess not. Yeah, Dentists down here, there's about a 10-year waiting list. No exaggeration, it was about 7 years. Since we've moved here, it's gone up to about 10 years. It's like a 10-year waiting list. Well, the first time I had to go to my dentist, I've stayed with the one in Bristol. I get a 7-hour overnight coach with my newborn baby, who was in like a baby carrier thing, and my 5-year-old. Oh yeah, I didn't do the day one because I wouldn't have obviously got there in time for my appointment, so I had to do like the overnight coach to get there and bloody back. It wasn't fun. And then train. Even on train, I've never got a train on my own as an adult before. That was the first time, and I was quite scared. But yeah, even doing it on train is still like 4.5 hours, something like that. And getting the train back from Bristol to Cornwall was a bloody nightmare. They changed the platform like 3 times in the space of like about half an hour. So we're literally like running. Thank God my dad come with me, or yeah, I would have been screwed. But yeah, they kept changing the platform. So I keep like running downstairs. Obviously, I'd folded all the buggy up. I had my little boy in the carrier, and then at one point I'd taken him out because I thought, right, yeah, train's coming. Yeah, nightmare. But anyway, dentists. Especially if you want to obviously stay with like an NHS dentist. So yeah, that's my last con, I think. Driving, dentist. Oh yeah, make a friend. Yeah, my last con. So pros. One is something that I was a bit worried about. Everybody kept saying to me, you know, you're looking at it through rose tinted glasses. When you move to Cornwall, it's not going to be what you think it's going to be, like what you see in the summer and stuff. I haven't found that at all though. Like, people said like it would be really boring and dull. I swam in the sea on Christmas Day. Like, it's a big thing down here. Everybody does it, or quite a lot of people do it. Yeah, so going in the sea, I'll go in the sea any time of the year, as long as obviously it's safe. Yeah, so I'm not too fussed about that. And like the weather and stuff, it is what it is. You get rain everywhere. And I don't know, like, I feel like because people expect to not go to the beach in like when the weather's like this, they just make more of an effort. Or maybe it's where there's more of like a community, I don't know. But there just seems to be a lot more going on down here than there is in the city, in terms of like little things you can take the kids to, and like pretty much every village does like a Christmas light switch on. The one at our village does like, they had like free rides, and they get like burger vans, things like that, and all the kids make like little lanterns and stuff. They're free Father Christmas, and like who's giving out free presents, like little mulled wine things. Like, they do so much. Like at Christmas, Halloween, there's a house by me that does like animatronics, and like it's all whole. They got like a massive garden, and it's like a really big walk through, and really creepy and good. Yeah, so it's been really good for like Halloween, Christmas. They just have a lot of things going on. Falmouth, we went to Falmouth a little while back. They had like like a pirate day. I think it was something to do with pirates. I don't know. Everyone was dressed as pirates, so I guess that's what it was about. But yeah, they do things like that, and you could do like boat trips. You can go out to see like dolphins. But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that happens here. My battery's dying. 2 seconds. I was interrupted once again. This is 2 days later? Yeah, 2 days later, so yeah, get the video done eventually. So I was on obviously the pros. I've done the 3 cons. 3 pros was obviously 1, there's quite a lot going on down here, I think, because obviously, like I said, because people think, oh well, you know, you don't want to go to the beach when it's cold. They kind of just do a lot of other things to make up for it. And like all year round as well, like there's quite a lot going on. It's very like family orientated. And then moving on from that was kind of related. It's like the community spirit down here. There's like a lot, I guess, where there's like smaller villages and communities and that, everybody kind of in the villages like knows each other and things like that. I don't know, people are just a lot more willing to like help each other out, and like you quite often, like you'll see a post on like a Facebook group or something for like somewhere local, and it will say like, oh, this person is, you know, this has happened to them and they're struggling or whatever, can anybody help? Like, has anybody got, say, I don't know, a kettle, like their kettle's broke and they're about to be homeless, so I don't know, do you know what I mean? Like, it's random things like that, and everyone will be like, yeah, we can help, and like people are just really willing to help, and like to chip in and to do things to like better the community. And like there's a lot of people that like run clubs and courses and things like that, and they'll do it for like free or really cheap, just to give the local people something to do. Yeah, it's just really nice community, or where we live. Obviously, I can't speak for the whole of Cornwall, but where we live anyway, I find it's been quite nice. Like, everybody is really helpful, and yeah, I don't know. Like I said, obviously, I can't speak for everybody, but from what we've found, it's been really like, there's like a lot of community spirit, basically. So that's number 2. And then the third one, which is the obvious one, probably what a lot of people would want to move to Cornwall for, is the surroundings. They kind of speak for themselves, really. I think there's something like over 300 miles of coastline, something like that. Obviously, there's beaches that you can't get to unless you sort of go around the cliffs and whatever. Don't know if I would be willing to do that, to be honest. But yeah, it's just absolutely beautiful. There's like forests, woods, waterfalls, beaches. I mean, where we are, we're only about 20-25 minutes from like a beach on the south coast, and the same on the north coast. Like, we're quite far down, so yeah, it's just so many beautiful places. Like, you're spoilt for choice. Every time we think like, oh, we'll go for a walk somewhere, it's like, oh, should we go here? And then we think, oh, actually, but there's that walk and there's that walk. I bought loads of like Cornwall walking books as well, mostly so we don't get lost. We did like a 4-mile walk around by, where is it, like Myler and Flushing. Went out round there and did like a walk around there. 4 miles is far. Yeah, I'm not very physically fit. It was, yeah, 4 miles was a bit much. 3 miles, 2.5 maybe, yeah, but 4 was bloody pushing it. But it was a beautiful walk, though. I think Falmouth was something like the third deepest, what do you call it? It's like estuary? I don't know if that's the right word, but the thing that it is anyway, it's like the 3rd deepest in either the country or the world. I think it's the world. I'm not sure. But harbour. Is that what it's called? Yeah, harbour. Clearly I'm not from here, as you can tell. But yeah, there's just so many beautiful places. We've still not really explored, like, well, hardly any of it really. Before we moved here, we used to come down in the camper van. My partner fitted like a bed and stuff into his van, and we come down for weekends and stuff. And but yeah, barely even scratched the surface. And we've been here about 1.5 years now. Even just in our local area, we're always finding new places that we've sort of not seen before. And but yeah, anyway, when it comes to the surroundings, you can literally Google Cornwall, and you're spoilt for choice on like the most beautiful places. Like, you wouldn't even think it was England. Yeah, so that's the main thing. I think what most people move to here, like move to Cornwall for, is the surroundings. But I could make like an hour-long video on the positives of Cornwall, and why it's been like better for us, better quality of life for the kids. Like, there's just so many reasons why I prefer Cornwall to Bristol. Obviously Bristol was good. Like, I do miss the buses in Bristol. That's one thing I miss, because I don't drive. I do miss the buses, like every 10 minutes or whatever they were. I missed that. And the Primark was pretty decent compared to the one in Truro. The one in Truro is about 1/4 of the size. So, but yeah, apart from that, there's not really anything I miss about Bristol. It's nice going back. Obviously, we go back at like Christmas and stuff to visit people. Obviously, I go there for the bloody dentist, which is a nightmare. But it's feeling less and less like home every time we go there. It's just starting to feel a bit weird. And I think that's another thing as well. When you move from somewhere, no matter what your feelings are towards where you lived, when you move away, it just gets like a really weird feeling. Like, it feels like home because it's familiar, but then it doesn't because it's not. I don't know. It's quite weird. But if you are thinking of relocating to Cornwall, whether it's for a job, better quality of life, or kids, like, obviously, probably shouldn't say this because there is a bit of a housing crisis, but I feel like that's everywhere really. It's not just Cornwall. Yeah. If you're thinking of it, don't tell any Cornish people I said this, but go for it. It is brilliant. Yeah. I will never, ever move back to the city. If anything, I'd probably go further down and more rural. Once I can drive, obviously. Because, yeah. Can't walk more than 4 miles, so kind of need to be driving. Or they need better buses down there. But yeah. If you have any questions as well about sort of moving to Cornwall, like perhaps I could do a video on the swap. We were in a council flat, and we swapped to a 2-bed housing association house. We did it through the website called Home Swapper. So if you are in social housing, you can do like a swap. That's how we did it. My brother is in the process of doing that as well. He's not coming as far down as me, but yeah, he's in the process of doing that as well. So if you want any advice on like Home Swapper, or like the process, or even just like moving long distance, like how we did it, the costs and things like that, I can make another video on that. But yeah. Anyway, sorry it's been such a long time since I've made videos. And whether you're planning on moving or not, I hope you find the video helpful or useful, or at least got a laugh out of me crying in my driving test. I'm failing it, but yeah. Anyway, bye bye.